This person,
yes, of course.
And did you consider like this person as a work wife, work husband? You know,
yes.
People. Oh, wow.
I know.
So you checked it all.
I know. Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations, you emotional cheater, you.
But I already knew that before we started today.
Those are the biggest signs.
Had this quiz been given to me 2 years ago, I may have rethought this idea.
Those are the biggest signs for emotional cheating.
Right, and they're all valid, and they can have all kinds of slippery scope of a scale. Like in the beginning, it wasn't like sexting. It wasn't anything like that. It was just friendship, and then it moved to more of the sexy. And then it was like, but wait a second, I'm in the middle of a divorce. I'm allowed to do that. And then, so anyway.
So you kind of like thread at that needle a little bit or walk that bridge so much.
I know. I'm such a camel through the eye of a needle.
Interesting. So what would we define you? I don't know if you were a cheater. But were you a cheater, even though you were married, but then you were already in the process of a divorce? Man, that's some serious purgatory.
Right? I mean...
That's weird. What would you call that?
I told you, this October of 2017 was...
What would you call that? I'm interested to see, would someone call that cheating?
Because my paperwork was filed, I guess I feel like no... But
then the judge could have been like, you know what? Y'all are perfect for each other.
Oh, not if she was at my house on a Friday night.
But you know what I mean? Like, nothing was finalized yet. I'm just playing devil's advocate.
Oh, I know. And that's what you do. And I like that you do that because you push back on me. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I guess I was cheating until like June 11th at 1:30 p.m. in Austin, Texas of 2018. So then, anything after that, fuck you.
Yeah, emotional cheating just isn't fun. It's not fun to me. I mean, with my own self, my own ex-girlfriend, she just would just like hide stuff from me or like fake pretend she was seeing someone and not seeing someone. So I didn't know where she was. I mean, I was a deranged 19-year-old of not knowing. I mean, deranged as in like, I just didn't know how to act around her because I mean, there was times when she would go out with friends and just, she would not want me to see her phone. She'd freak out if like her phone vibrated. She wouldn't want me to pick it up.
Oh, dude, I brought my phone with me everywhere I went.
It's the scariest thing.
And it was so nerve-wracking because let's just say if it was a physical cheat versus emotional. Physical, you're in a hotel room or you're at their house or they're at your house or you're wherever you are. It's there in that spot and that's it. When it's complete free-range chicken and you can text each other and call each other and do whatever whenever you want to and there's no boundaries.
It's like free game.
Holy fuck.
It's free game.
You don't know what time it is. You don't. Oh, my Lord. And so it ended up being something that I can take claim of and complete ownership of at the end of our marriage. This started at the very, very end of our marriage. It wasn't going on. Our marriage was already on the skids, and I already knew that I did not want to be married to this person any longer. So I was fucking done. I shouldn't have even moved to Austin, Texas with him, and he would agree with me on that. But it's just one of those things where I don't feel bad about it though, because I care for this person, and not that I don't care about my ex-husband, but during that process, I needed somebody that could give me some insight, that could give me some advice, and was always there. And that's what he was during that span of time. So, So
what happens if one does fall into like boundaries of falling into emotional cheating? Like how to avoid emotional cheating? Like, why does emotional cheating happen in the first place? Like, if you're already with this other person, I mean, it's obviously for you, it's easy. Just like he just wouldn't listen to you, he would choose vodka over talking to you. He would be okay with you going out, but not really at the same time.
And I never did any of that shit. I never went out anywhere. I never did anything. We were homebodies. We did everything together. He had no friends. I ended up not spending any time with my friends. It ended up being a very solitary relationship. He didn't want to be around any of his family because his family's kind of nutso. My family's hardly ever around, and they're super judgy. So the two of us just ended up doing everything together. But what ended up happening is I was everything to him. He didn't have anyone else to talk to go to hang out with, to do anything. Where I did have friends, I could still call my friends, I could do whatever, and then this gentleman shows up into my life, and it was like, oh, hi there. I have somebody that I can talk to that is a decent human being that might be able to help me through this part of my life right now from an emotional perspective, and so it began. So
I think the more that I've actually now researched a little bit of emotional cheating, I actually honestly think And it's gonna sound really bad. Don't freak out. Don't spill your milk if you're drinking it or anything. Or
if you're drinking milk while listening to this podcast, there's bigger problems on our hands.
That's why I said. That's why I started low, at the lowest tier of milk.
I mean, chocolate milk, maybe.
Maybe we'll take it. Almond milk, it's cool.
Almonds are.
I think that emotional cheating may be worse than actually cheating.
That's kind of what I'm saying.
I'm now thinking that, and I know like one is like, well, you're thinking it and you're actually spending time. It's like, well, I know I see the differences. You're actually doing it versus you kind of want to do it, but you're kind of limboing.
Well, here's the difference, and Pavilion Gate. I have absolutely no emotional attachment to the Pavilion situation whatsoever. There is zero emotional feeling for him outside of that whole pain part that we talked about, right? So, or the absence of pain throughout that evening. That's my only emotional connection to this person.
But it's the mind games, I'm assuming.
There's mind games, yeah, and I just am kind of annoyed with the whole situation. But it is what it is.
And I think that's what the emotional cheating...
I'm going through my own version of PTSD.
I think you are. No, but it's understandable because like that's what, I think that's why emotional cheating I think is far worse at times, because there's like that mind game of like, is she doing it? Is she not? Is he doing it? Is it not? Is he? Why is he spending more time with her? Or why is she spending more time with him?
Right. Why is this person around all the time? Why are they calling all the time?
Yes, all this why, all this whys. There's all these whys up in the air.
Which
and
then
you have
obviously implies that there's fucking going on.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So therefore it's like, but what if the guy's like, or the girl's like, no, I'm not. I'm hanging out with him.
That's right.
No, but why would you spend more time? And all of a sudden it creates this huge fight and blow up and then...
Yeah.
But it's like, if cheating were just to happen, it's like, you cheated. Why the hell would you cheat? It's like straight to the point.
Well, and so, okay, so that brings us to that topic about why people cheat. Everybody cheats for different reasons, right? Like I mentioned with Pavilions, there could be something going on in their marriage that we don't know about. Not that that's an excuse. Like I said, I'm not making up excuses for them. I'm not making up excuses for myself with the emotional side of things and the cheating side. There's reasons for it all, and everybody's got their own shit. Everybody has crap that's happening in their life. Again, not excuses. But there's this book that I read. It's called, I bought it for you, and I know you haven't had time to read it, and I'm sorry that I sent it to you a couple days ago.
You're fine.
But you do need to read it. It's really, really interesting. It's called The State of Affairs, Rethinking Infidelity, and she's an incredible author. Her name's Esther Perel. She's great on social media.
Shameless plug.
Yeah, she's our new sponsor. Thanks, Esther.
Esther, you the best.
Yeah. So here's this whole thing that I read, and I have it highlighted in this book. It says, if you're thinking of having an affair, get a divorce. If you're unhappy enough to cheat, you're unhappy enough to leave. Whoa. I was fucking like mind boggled. I was like, that is so true. Like everything could... How much longer are you going to sit and be stuck?
Stop bullshitting around. Basically.
That's right. I don't care how long you've fucking been married. If you are unhappy, then all of you are unhappy. It's not just one of you. All of you are. Your kids are, because kids are so intuitive. They know. Jesus God, I knew when my parents were getting a divorce, and I was freaking 2. I remember me being 2 years old, and I don't remember what the fuck I did yesterday. Actually, I do, because my girlfriend's in town from Pennsylvania, and we had a really good day yesterday. So actually, we've had a great couple days. So, anyways, yeah.
Point taken, though, where it's like, just get to it. Just get to the point. If you don't feel like being with the person, get out of it.
Yeah.
And if you're already emotional cheating, like, question yourself, like, what's going on in the relationship? Why are you spending more time with this other person? What's going on?
Right. And if you're hiding them, then you do love them. Then you do have something...
Now, if you're spending more time with this other person and letting your significant other know that you are, and you're allowing them to be part in there, all that stuff, I don't think that's emotional cheating.
Oh, bullshit.
Really?
So I could go out to lunch with this gentleman that I'm quote unquote emotionally cheating with, and he could tell his wife.
No, you could tell your husband, hey, I'm going out with I don't know, Craig, and Craig is like,
what's up, Craig?
Hey, Craig, and you're going out to lunch with Craig.
Bye, Felicia.
You went out with.
That's a Friday reference, just in case you did not know.
So you went out with Craig for lunch, as I was saying.
Continue.
And as you go out to lunch, you let your ex-husband know. Well, now your ex-husband, you let your husband then know. Hey, so-and-so. Hey, I'm going out with Craig to go have lunch. Is that emotional cheating? Versus if you didn't tell him at all you were going out with Craig, and you knew that Craig is this guy you like spending time with.
I think they both are. It's just because the knowledge that ex-husband has is I'm going out to lunch with this person, but guess what we're doing at lunch? We're talking about all the stuff that we've been talking about back and forth and the intimacy that we've slowly been building.
It may not have checked the first one. You let them know where you're going.
Sure.
But it checked the part where you're just complaining the hell out of your ex-husband, Tim.
That's right.
So it still considers emotional cheating.
In my mind.
I would agree to that.
Just having gone through it, that is how I feel. And this particular beautiful 103-degree, muggy, weird-ass motherfucking day in Burbank.
Seriously,
we are totally going to have earthquakes.
It's sweaty. It's sweaty up in here.
It's the schwitz for sure.
It is. You know what a schwitz is? Please look that up. I'm not going to Urban Dictionary.
No, we're not going to do that. We only have an Urban Dictionary.
Once per show.
Once per show.
And we already did that with Felt.
Yeah, we've really gotten good about establishing boundaries between the two of us, right? Because even though you and I we haven't been emotionally cheating, we've spent a lot of time with each other in the beginning of this podcast, and I think that there's a part.
Oh, that's also tied in. Oh, interesting.
Right?
I see what you're doing here.
Thank you.
You're tying into. I see. Okay.
So it ties into friendship as well, where you and I, good God, absolutely no fucking way, but we needed to get closer to each other, to trust each other, to be able to do something as intimate as this podcast has become.
Because we would spend time together, we do all this stuff.
We were learning more about each other. We were going out to sushi. We were sitting in the backyard having cocktails and smoking a pipe. And so through that, I think it got jumbled and entangled with what we were trying to do here. So we set those boundaries in place, which was extremely healthy for this show and for the success of it.
Being a victim with my ex-girlfriend, praise God, like myself and Kari, my wife and I, if you don't know, my wife's name is Kari.
Yes, if you don't know by now, then you just started listening.
Then you just started listening in Almost Bear Podcast. Thanks for listening. I'm very, very aware when it comes to emotional cheating, being a victim of it before. Meaning I let her know what's going on. I try to. I suck at it still. I still suck at letting people know what's going on. I suck at responding. Stop it. I'm that guy that I just suck at responding back. So that's the biggest thing where it's like I'm a complete suspect for emotional cheating because I don't respond on time. I just don't. Simple as that. And I'm trying to get better at it, but it's like you see all my apps on my phone, distraction, but yet there's like 12 messages on like an iPhone, and I'm like, you know what?
Avoid.
95,000 emails are a lot more fun looking at than sometimes messages.
Well, and something that I've learned about you, and there's going to be an ebb and flow with it, but what I've learned is I have to do a snippet and then wait for you. And then I give you pause because you've got a job. I've got a job. We're all doing our shit. I've got all my bod crap that's going on. You've got dog and wife and pony shows and all the stuff that you do.
9 to 5.
Apollo.
Please say that I work 9 to 5.
I just said you have a job.
Okay, good. Please say that I also work after 9 to 5.
Yes, you work after 9 to 5. You work before 9 to 5.
Working hard.
Yeah, you are working very hard, and I'm extremely proud of you. And when I give you these pauses, I'm giving you that space, that boundary, because I know I was like fucking a bull in a china shop with you because I'm like, what are you? What are you doing? What are you wearing? What are you eating? Because I was like, why aren't you responding to my ass? So I've learned to kind of back off a little bit on that because I don't want to smother you in any way, shape, or form. I'm such a good communicator, but I'm also an over communicator at times as well. And that's kind of come to light with us working together. But I'm also somebody that respects each other's time too. Like, it's like, fuck, dude, are we gone on Tuesday at 12? Like, it's one question. Like, fucking answer me.
So one thing I think that people have to realize is separate or think about emotional cheating and then put boundaries up there as well.
That's right.
And don't mistake them as they're the same thing. They can kind of like intertwine. If, for example, if one's not for it and the other one is for it, meaning if one's like obviously trying to slide in the DMs and the other one's not trying to slide in the DMs, meaning like trying to like get it in and not get it in, if that makes any sense. But I think when it comes down to it is they're completely separate. Boundaries, emotional cheating, completely separate. They can intertwine.
Right.
But I think they're just completely separate, and you have to identify which one is which. Which one is which? Yeah, because you can totally be like, oh, I'm with this person, I'm invading this person's boundaries, but you're also there for emotional cheating. You're there to want to hang out with them, want to spend more time than you're... Right,
so there's like kind of like two versions of it. It's almost like a friendship emotional cheating and like like sexy emotional cheating.
Yes.
Where we're more on the friend side, obviously.
Yeah. And obviously, there's...
As svelte as you are, babe.
Thank you.
There ain't nothing sexy going on over here.
Have you seen this bicep lately? Anyway.
I mean, mine's way better than yours.